Oh yeah, mega. Oh.
The Fishin' Canada Show, brought to you in part by New Brunswick, always inviting. Princecraft Boats, the spirit of boating. The Outdoor Journal Radio Podcast Network, every pursuit, every platform, every day. And Garmin, tell a new fish story.
Yes, we're in for some good fishing in Canada.
Hi folks, this is going to be an exciting episode. We're coming to you from Nakowick, Fredericton part of New Brunswick, and we're covering the Pan American Black Bass Championship. Assembled behind us, some of the best anglers on the planet.
As you can see, we're on the banks of the St. John River, which is one of the best smallmouth fisheries in Canada, and they have largemouth here as well.
On this episode, you won't see any gear prep, no map sessions, no fishing lodges. Heck, on this show, you won't even see Pete or myself catch a fish.
On this Fishing Canada shoot, we're traveling to the eastern region of Canada, and we're covering a fishing tournament. Now, I realize some of you are saying, you guys always travel to Canada's east coast, and you've also covered tournaments in the past. And you're right. This event, however, is different.
Different indeed. It's called the Pan American Black Bass Championship. This is a special kind of fishing tournament, which, as the name implies, has an international component. In this two-day event, you'll see some of the top competitors from Canada, United States, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Republic of Colombia, Turtle Island, the Wolastoqey First Nations, and even a contingency representing China, all compete for international bragging rights and the elusive gold medal.
In 2018, the Canadian International Sport Fishing Association, or CISA, was formed. It's a non-profit Canadian fishing organization that facilitates the ongoing participation of Team Canada fishing duos in the Pan American and World Championships.
The ultimate goal here is to achieve the inclusion of sport fishing in the Olympic Games. Similar to the World Olympics, these international events bring qualifying teams from participating countries together to compete for a chance to win the gold. Can you imagine including fishing in the Olympic Games? All I can say is, wow, baby, wow.
The CISA had a serious task ahead of them when seeking a location for this 2024 event that would represent bass fishing in Canada. When looking into the Canadian geographic range of the black bass, aka smallmouth and largemouth, one would think it would be next to impossible to choose a best of the best location when setting up an international tournament.
To name a few contenders, Vancouver Island is scattered with smallmouth bass lakes, and the lower mainland of BC has both largemouth and smallmouth. Manitoba and Quebec have loads of untouched bass lakes. Ontario has the largest bass population in the country. And then there's New Brunswick.
Bass in New Brunswick? Well, if you're a fan of the Fishing Canada show, then you'll already know about the bass population there. For those of you who've never experienced or heard of bass in NB, you're gonna today. When Angelo and I first discovered the population of smallmouth in New Brunswick, we quickly figured out that this area of the country had something very special. Introducing the St. John River.
We've produced a multitude of episodes over the years covering the diversity and significance of this incredible fishery. But today's show is all about bass. Pete and I shot a couple of Fishing Canada episodes on the St. John in 2016 and again in 2023. And let me tell you right now, it was burgeoning then, and it's still growing today. It's the perfect choice for this event. Trust me, catching fish will not be a problem here.
The city of Fredericton in New Brunswick will be home base for this event. It's ideal in not only infrastructure, but a great location sitting on the bank of the bass-rich St. John River. With an estimated population of over 65,000 people, this is the perfect location to have such a prestigious event.
As for the headquarters for takeoff and weigh-ins, that'll take place just up the road in a quaint little town called Nakowick. We've visited here a few times now, and we can honestly say It's one of the friendliest areas we've been to in all of Canada.
A typical bass tournament in Canada starts with a quick night before orientation meeting, registration, etc., followed by everyone splitting up and heading back to their accommodations. This event is much different. CISA Vice President Joe Ford and his team have gone above and beyond in setting up an opening ceremonies event like no other.
Pete and I have known Joe for quite some time now, and he told us, boys, I want to blow everybody's minds with this opening ceremony. And man, mission accomplished. From teams having their national anthem played through the PA system to a guest appearance by Pat Roach, a.k.a. Randy from the Trailer Park Boys, these guys hit this one right out of the park.
As in most competitive sporting events, this Pan Am tournament continues with orientation meetings, registration, individual and team photos, and so on. It's a great time for everyone involved to get reacquainted with their teammates, as well as a friendly competitor's handshake to their opposition. As all the hustle and bustle was taking place, Ange and I had a chance to pull some of the higher profile anglers aside for a few words.
All right, the big moment is upon us, folks. I've got him here sitting next to me, Gussy, Canada's first and only Bassmaster. He's a world champion. I don't care what we want to call him. Congratulations on the win. We haven't had a chance to talk face to face. There's so many fish to be caught on this river. You got to weed through so many to get
3-pounders, sort of like the gold standard. If you don't have any 3-pounders in your bag, you're not going to be you're not going to be where you want to be. So it's going to be important to try to trick a few of those bigger fish and put them in the boat. It's an amazing place to fish. I mean, we probably caught 70 or 80 bass yesterday. I mean, first time on the water. But
imagine that, 70 or 80 bass.
If you want to get bites, I mean, this is one of the best places I've ever bass fished in my life.
All right, joining us now, Scott Martin. I don't think he needs a big introduction, although I will tell you, for those of you who might not know, aside from television personality, aside from tournament superstar, he's probably one of the hottest things on the internet, both YouTube, Instagram, followers galore.
Oh, thank
Welcome,
you.
Scotty.
I appreciate you having
Thanks
me
for
here.
taking it.
And I got into the river yesterday and I saw it. Saw the leaves and the water, and man, it was awesome. And then today, you get around all the other competitors and you see that same look in their eye. I'm here to win. I mean, yeah. And so it's...
So make no mistake about it. He's still here to win.
I have the same feeling today and tomorrow and the next day as I do at an elite tournament that I would fish.
Wow.
Everybody can relate to a gold medal. Everybody can relate to teams and countries competing in that format. And so it's a great introduction to people around the world and companies, for that matter, to get excited about what we're doing.
How do you feel about your chances this year?
No, we got our work cut out for us. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a hard-fought battle for sure. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're fishing against the fish. And I know you've heard that term before, but in all actuality, that's what we're doing. If we catch what we need to catch, we win. If we don't, we don't.
With all of their pre-fishing done, the media taken care of, and all their tackle prepared, this group of eager anglers are ready to make that first cast of the event. I remember these mornings from back in my tournament fishing days, and let me tell you, folks, the nerves on these guys are off the Richter scale. This is the time when mental toughness is a real asset. So here we go, the big moment. It's Blastoff time. Dropping that shifter into forward, hearing your boat number called out, hammering the throttle and skimming across the St. John River, then dropping the trolling motor in and making that first cast of the day. It's so damn exhilarating.
So by now, those of you watching that aren't really up on the fishing tournament scene are starting to get this whole derby on steroids concept. While those versed in the competitive world are simply saying, let's go, show us the fish.
Now, we've embedded some transmitters in some of the boats so that we can hopefully catch up with some of these pros and catch them in action.
Some of these pros are Bob Izumi, Gussy, Cooper Gallant, Jacob Wheeler, and Scott Martin. These guys are good.
Oh, baby. We were hoping to run into these guys. Team Canada captain Bob Izumi and his partner Adam Foster. team number 4. And we weren't sure whether we were going to find them or not. We had heard rumors they'd be up in this part of the lake, and they are the odds-on favorite to win this. Adam just won a tournament here in this area a couple of weeks ago. And of course, the legendary Bob Izumi, what are you going to say about that? And we just saw him boat a small fish. They apparently have their limit in the boat already, and it's barely an hour and a half into the competition, so that's fantastic. And you can see behind me, they're basically fishing a really swampy back bay. It looks like it's the end of this big, long cove that comes in off the main river, and they're fishing shallow. I mean, these fish right now, even though he's scoping, you see Adam on the front of the boat, he's looking down at his unit, so they're still visually using the forward-facing sonar, even though they're in shallow water. And they're probably at this point, because they've got a boatload of fish already, they might even be scoping for bigger fish than the small ones, because some of these really sophisticated units are so good that you can actually tell the difference between a 2-pound and a 4-pound fish. So hopefully we'll see them land one of their big keepers. Hey, Bob, can you hold up a couple of fish? I love it when we get cooperation. Oh, nice, boys. Yeah. Team Canada, baby.
Biggest one yet. Nice. 3. Yeah. Dude, that thing kicked my tail. I haven't dry kind of light. Nice. Flatworm.
3.
Nice.
Those are the ones we want.
Green?
Yep. Great job. Thank you. Pop this up to 12 and a half. Yeah. That fish was an important catch. You know, the goal is 15 pounds, and you know that was a little over 3, so that helps bring the average up. We need 2 more like that, and we'll be talking business. You know, we've only been out here for 2.5 hours, so I feel like we're right on track, right where we need to be.
We just came up on Jacob Wheeler and his partner, part of Team USA, and they're fishing this really interesting looking point here. I wish I had found it myself. This is one of the winningest dudes in the U.S. right now. He's a world champion bass fisherman. And even though this, like, you may think that this is kind of completely different to Jacob, he has fished so many tournaments over the last few years that putting patterns together, even in a body of water he's never fished before, it's really not that difficult. Bass are bass.
Yeah. Means like 2.5. He had it for so long.
Huh?
He's not like that big.
If he's 2 pounds, if he's like less than 2 1/4.
230?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Huh?
Would you? Can we put him on there and just blue?
If he, yeah,
Like,
if he
well,
starts to go.
He starts to act weird.
Yeah, good one. Feels like a decent one. Oh yeah, mega. These fish here are so aggressive and so strong. A 3-pound fish probably fights like a 4 or 5 pounder on a St. Lawrence. There we go. Yeah. Good job. We're calling out now. We got a really small limit. We just picked up a decent one, probably close to 3. We're just gonna keep weeding through them, keep catching them, and try to get rid of everything in that side.
So there we go, Team Colombia. Just got a little smallmouth there. I'm in 11 feet of water. They're probably in 6 to 8 feet of water right there. It's a flat, straight edge, and they're fishing top water. Oh, you just had another one, I think. You just threw another one back, a small one. So they might be onto something here. It's cool. I just love seeing like Colombians coming up here and fishing in the east coast of Canada. That is awesome.
Let it go. Where are those trees at?
I don't know. Way over here behind us. Oh my gosh, bro, this is a big giant.
Get ready, get ready.
Biggest one we've caught all week, son.
Got her. Let's go. Big one. That's a big one. That's a big one right there, Nick. She's heavy. Yeah, that is. Those jumps had me shaking. Biggest one of the week. St. John's River bass.
Oh,
Got one?
that was shallow.
It's good.
This place is just a factory as far as like numbers of fish, good as anywhere. And if you want to come and catch them on top waters, pretty awesome place. And right there.
Good fight doing for a small fish. Gotta get him in. There's one there. It's not big, but
At least we caught a fish and look
small. We got bigger ones than that. Yeah. He hit the top water lure. Not very big, but we don't need them right now, so we don't let him go. There's one there. That's about it's almost 3 pounds, probably over 3, this one here. When you cut more like that, we'll be doing good.
So we just came upon one of the Team USA boats. Tyler Williams is one of the new hot sticks in the BASS circuit. Very good live scoper. You can see that's what they're doing right now. They're up in the front. They're looking out in deep water. We're in 32 feet right now. Watch out for these guys.
Net. Come on. You're about to see this scoop. Just like, I'm probably gonna goose this up really good. Okay. See, I told you I saw one. I saw him. I never doubted you, bro. Never doubted you. I see him. Okay. Wow, that's actually a good one. Like a good 3.5 for a 270. Right back in the line. Good job. Thank you. You said big one. I said okay.
Today's hotspot is one that many of the teams hit throughout the Pan Am event on the St. John River in New Brunswick. The waypoint on your screen will get you there. This area turns into a large weed flat that runs parallel to the riverbank. The beauty of this spot is, number one, it holds lots of smallies, and some of them are good ones. And two, it's very close to the boat ramps in Nakwik. This makes it so easy to access. All smallmouth bass techniques will work here, from topwater to mid-running jerkbaits and crankbaits, and all the way to the bottom with jigs and drop shot rigs with your favorite plastics. Trust us when we tell you, the St. John River may well be the single best body of water in all of Canada for smallmouth numbers. For more hotspots like this one, check out fishingcanada.com.
With all that one more cast behind us, it's time for day one weigh-in. This is a crucial moment in any fishing tournament, in that fish handling becomes ever so important.
Important in that the fish are checked for their health. Are they alive and well, or are they not going to make it? Which equates to a half-pound penalty from their total weight. Here, every ounce counts, so fish handling and fish care is critical.
Here's an interesting tidbit for you. Jasper Zhang from Team China just put through the first ever largemouth bass to be weighed in a professional tournament in all of New Brunswick. Congratulations, Jasper.
Now, although we're seeing the odd largemouth being weighed in, smallmouth is king in this part of the world. They've been here for a long time, and their numbers have increased dramatically. To have a caliber of fishing that draws the attendance of world-class anglers like Jacob Wheeler, Scott Martin, Joey Cifuentes, Jeff Gussy Gustafson, Cooper Gallant, Bob Izumi, etc., etc., you know this place has to be good.
So, when all was tallied up, the top 3 teams after day 1 of the 2024 Pan Am Black Bass Championship in New Brunswick, Canada, stands as...
In first place is Team 37, Tyler Williams and Trey McKinney from Team USA with 5 bass weighing 18.75 pounds.
In second place is Team 39, Alec Morrison and Nick Hatfield, also from Team USA, weighing in 5 bass at 17.46 pounds.
And rounding out the top 3 is Team 29, Corey Gaffney and Adam Howell from Team Canada with 5 fish coming in at 17.3 pounds.
Will these teams keep up the momentum tomorrow? Or will someone make a charge from below? Tune in next week to see the final results.
Getting There. Brought to you by the Outdoor Journal Radio Podcast Network.
To get to the Pan Am Black Bass Championship, we first took Highway 401 east, crossing over the Quebec border. Next, we took Highway 20 to Highway 30, and eventually got back onto Highway 20. Next, we turned southeast on Highway 85, which eventually turned to Highway 2, which finally took us to our accommodations in Fredericton, the capital city of New Brunswick. To get to the tournament takeoff and weigh-in area, we took Highway 2 from Fredericton, turned onto Route 102, then onto Otis Drive, and finally to the boat launch area adjacent to the world's largest axe in the town of Nakwik. Both Fredericton and Nakwik are located along the St. John River. This portion of New Brunswick is an excellent area to host a bass fishing tournament because of the amount of water available to be fished and the abundant bass population. The town of Nakwik has gone above and beyond in all recent bass tournaments held in this quaint little area. Bass fishing and fishing in general is a huge boost to their economy, and the locals here get it. If you're looking for a stretch of water to fish for a multitude of species, then the St. John River from Fredericton to Nakwik is the place for you.
Fishin' Canada Show, brought to you in part by Yozuri Fishing Lures, fish the best. Mercury Outboards, go boldly. And Outdoor Canada, Canada's only national fishing and hunting magazine.
Closed captioning for this episode is brought to you by FishingCanada.com, the gateway to your next fishing adventure.